Hello? Excellent. If you ask a child what they want to be when they grow up, they'll often give you a very fantastical answer. They want to live in space. They want to be a fairy or a pirate. You never really think that those dreams will come true. But I'm a full-time professional mermaid. Is a mermaid a real job? Yeah, definitely. I travel around the world modelling underwater. Modelling underwater and performing at luxury events. That could be anything ranging from children's parties up to black tie balls. The tail is a full silicone, Hollywood-level prosthetic, and it's also swimmable, which means that I can swim, dive, and perform stunts underwater in it. I'm a trained diver. I can dive to over 20 metres in the open ocean on a single breath, which is rather handy as a mermaid. So I swim with marine life, and that includes sharks, both in aquariums and in the wild. So from all of this, you're probably thinking that when I was a child, I wanted to be a mermaid, right? No, I actually also wanted to be Batman. So how do you go from wanting to be Batman to being a professional mermaid? It's obviously a long story, but for me, being a mermaid really started when I became disabled. At the time, I'd just graduated from university. I'd been running my first company for about a year, providing performers to events around the UK. I was teaching trapeze, walking on stilts, performing with fire, and as a hobby, I danced every day. Then I started developing a pain in my legs that gradually became worse and worse until they started collapsing underneath me, until I became bedbound. I lost my job, lost my business, lost every hobby, activity, and skill. And along with those things, I lost my identity. Who is a dancer if they cannot dance? Who is a performer if they never have an audience? All my dreams at the time were based around performance, around dance, around physical skills, and without them, I felt empty and lost. At that point, I tried to give up on my dreams. It felt like it would be easier to have no dreams at all than to have these dreams that were now suddenly impossible. But no matter how hard I tried to give up, there was a part of me that couldn't let go, that didn't want to give up. I wanted to perform. It was around that time that a friend of mine made what started out as a joke. He said that I could be a mermaid, that I could sit on rocks and comb my hair, and everything would be fine because mermaids don't need legs anyway. We laughed about it, but it planted a seed. He told me that there were actually already professional mermaids working in the United States and in Australia. I went home and looked online, and there they were. A whole world of possibility. A whole world of performance without legs. Suddenly, my dreams came back to life. New performance dreams that didn't need legs. As you can see, I can walk again now. It took about 3 years to be able to walk again, and about another 1 to be able to go back to trapeze and to still walking. I still have to be very careful. I can't dance yet, and I'll probably never run again. I still have my wheelchair for the days when I need it, but on the whole, those dreams from before are back up and running now. Even though I can go back to trapeze, back to still walking, being a mermaid is still my favourite out of all my performance disciplines. It's become a huge part of my identity, filling the gap that was left by dancing. Now I dance underwater, suspended weightless in my mermaid tail. I've learnt a lot from this experience of having my dreams ripped apart and piecing them back together again. Dreams are very funny things. We often think of them as very specific, very concrete, and when those specific details become impossible, it can feel like the whole dream is lost. But in reality, when you can learn to let go of the old details and accept the idea that you might change the goalposts a little, then you can find new and exciting ways of fulfilling what is fundamentally the same dream. I thought that I wanted to be a trapeze artist, but it actually ran much deeper than that. I love to perform. I love to entertain. I love to make people smile. I love to see the look of wonder in someone's eyes when I do something that they thought was impossible, And I know now that it doesn't actually matter what that is, whether that's acrobatics, eating fire, or swimming with sharks. I love to see that spark of curiosity, the moment when someone sees me do something and they start to wonder what they could do. If I can do it, then they can probably do it too. I also love to play with physical skills, to explore the possibilities and the limits of my body and my mind. Now, I used to fulfill both of those core dreams, those core motivations, through trapeze. And now I do the same thing, but through mermaids. On the outside, trapeze and mermaids might look very different, but they share a lot of similarities. And it's in this way that your dreams can simultaneously change and stay the same. Unrecognizable but familiar, both entirely new and completely old. Because in a lot of cases, our dreams are beyond our control, and that uncontrollability, that element of chaos, is not a bad thing. Yes, it can be very painful, but we can't let that blind us to the times when it does work to our advantage. It's very easy to be blinded by things, and paradoxically, one of the things that can blind you is actually your new dreams, your current dreams. They're obviously something that you need to focus on a lot. They take all your time and your money and your energy. You need to think about them every day. But it's really worth also taking the time to consciously think about and remember the things that you've achieved before, because they're much easier to forget. I abandoned the goal lists from before I was disabled. I assumed that I would have failed everything on them. But I found them recently, and it was actually really surprising. Yes, there were lots of things that I haven't done yet, and there are a couple of things on there that I'll now probably never be able to do. But there were a couple that not only had I succeeded, but I had really smashed them. So one in particular said, perform aerial. And this is a few years ago, so it was early in my career as an aerialist. And like any good goal setter, I'd put specific details for when I'd know when that goal was complete. In this case, that was an audience of 10 or more people and filming it for YouTube. So that's great. Earlier this year, I performed at the the Chinese New Year Gala in Cambridge. And it was a live, this is aerial hoop, it was a live theatre performance to an audience of over 2,000 people, not 10. And it was also not only filmed for YouTube, but actually broadcast live onto Chinese national television. But I didn't actually think about it. I didn't actually even realize that I'd completed that past goal. If you'd asked me about my lists from before I was disabled, I would have told you that I'd failed everything on them. Because things become really normal over time. Things that were once shiny and new and exciting become really mundane through repetition. So it's up to you to consciously take that time to remember the achievements that you've already made. And it's those that will give you strength as you bring your new dreams into reality. So how do you bring your dreams into reality? I'm living a literal dream job as a professional mermaid, but I definitely don't have a formula for success. I do succeed a lot, and I fail a lot too, and that's absolutely fine. Because bringing your dreams into reality is really hard work. It takes a huge amount of resilience and determination when things don't go to plan, which they won't all the time. Then it takes creativity to adapt and to change that plan again and again. It takes a lot of personal and emotional strength to either hold on or to let go. Both of those things can be really hard. Above all, it takes time, usually a lot longer than you ever predicted when you first started. You can't wait to be ready, because the only things that you're truly ready to do are the ones that you've done before. So unless you want to do the same thing again and again and again until the day that you die, you've got to act before you're ready. You've got to leap outside your comfort zone. You can't wait for the stars to align and everything to be perfect before you start. I don't believe that that ever really happens. I don't really believe in lucky breaks, or certainly not in relying on getting a lucky break. Yes, there is privilege, there's opportunity, and some things are influenced by chance. But that idea of a lucky break, in reality, when you look closer, most people who get what looks from the outside like a lucky break have actually been working towards that goal for years and years beforehand. A lot of the time, what looks like luck is not actually luck. It's people. Speaking at TED has been a dream of mine for a couple of years now, but I'm not here today because I'm lucky. I'm here because of two incredible women, Ginny, who put me forward, and Elvira, who accepted me. It is them, not luck, that have given me this opportunity. People have a huge amount of power to help you to bring your dreams into reality. And that's not just in the obvious way. That's not just like fairies granting wishes and giving you the perfect job opportunity on a silver platter. It's also in ways that are much more subtle and long-lasting than that. Surrounding yourself with people who have faith in you and faith in your dreams will give you faith in yourself when things get tough. Those people will surround you with fire and power when you need it the most. So who are those people? They can be anyone. They don't have to be from the same discipline or field as you. In fact, it's often better if they're not. It's better to get a range of viewpoints. I certainly don't only talk to other mermaids. I bounce mermaid-related ideas off everyone from geneticists, engineers, neuroscientists, mechanics. I've got a couple of bodybuilders. Anyone who will share their dreams with me too. A lot of the time, we don't actually work on projects together. We don't even necessarily help each other out in practical, physical ways. We just care. We just believe in each other's dreams. And that on its own has a huge amount of power. Of course, actual collaboration is hugely useful too, and often essential for bringing your dreams into reality. That could be working fully together on a project with someone, be that with one other individual, with a group of people, or for major projects, thousands of individuals. Sometimes you just help each other out now and then, or you might need to bring someone in for a particular specialist skill. Sometimes you have an idea, and you can't actually bring it into reality yourself, so maybe someone else can. One of my most popular costumed characters for events, which is Flora, is an idea that actually came from a friend of mine who is a male fire performer. And he had an idea for a female stilt-walking character designed specifically for flower shows. Now, he would not look good in this dress. Sorry, guy. So he gave the idea to me. I designed Flora and then constructed it as a collaboration with 7 other seamstresses. Guy, whose idea it was, I don't think he's ever actually touched this costume, but his idea has come out of his head and can now be seen walking around in full glory by thousands of people who would otherwise never have even imagined it. Isolation is counterproductive to dream building. If we want to bring our various dreams into reality, the most important thing is to create an interconnected network of dream builders, working together in all these different ways and more on all our different projects. But what should this network of dream builders work on? It always makes me really sad when people say to me that they don't have dreams or that their dreams are unimportant. And they get this from the idea that the only dreams that have value, the only dreams that are important, are the really huge, earth-shattering dreams. The ones like ending poverty, curing cancer, and equal rights for everyone. And yes, obviously, those are very, very important. But I believe that all dreams have value, so long as they're positive in their intention, no matter how small they are. Because what is dream building for? It's not actually just about cool experiences or good results or even about changing the world. It's actually about the process. It's about intention. It's about having an idea, no matter what that idea is or how small it is or how many people it affects, and then pushing and pushing until your idea can be seen in reality. Whether your idea is world peace, is becoming a mermaid, or is growing your own herb garden, it doesn't actually matter. What matters is that process. That process of building your dream and fighting for it empowers you. And it's also incredibly valuable practice. Because dream building is a practicable skill. And it's one of the most awe-inspiring, confidence-boosting skills that you'll ever have. So share it. As you build your dreams, as you empower yourself, you will also inspire, empower, and help the people around you to build their dreams. Purpose can come later. Start with anything, no matter how small. Start with your herb garden. As you practice building your dreams into reality, each success will build your confidence. Each failure will teach you valuable lessons and improve your own skill as a dream builder. Your herb garden will grow into an allotment. As you develop your skill as a dream builder, your ideas will grow bigger on their own. It's a natural process. Each dream transcends the one before it. They evolve. Some of your dreams will grow. Some of them will die. And many of them will change beyond what you ever imagined when you started. And as you nurture and grow your own dreams, as you practice your own skill as a dream builder, you will inspire, empower, and help those around you. You will create a world community of interconnected dream builders, and such a community is beyond the abilities and aspirations of any one individual. Such a network is beyond limits, and it is on this network of dream builders that all progress depends. So start now. Whatever your dream is, no matter how small, start practicing your skill as a dream builder. Act with love, positivity, and connection. One day your herb garden might be a forest. Thank you.